Hello, welcome to Woodline Tracking. In this video, we'll be going over what I think maybe we should prepare for 21. First, a warning. These are my views, my opinions. If you don't like them, you don't have to do them. Everybody has different experiences. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Again, if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. You don't have to listen. But if you leave a comment saying, oh, you're stupid or whatever, or anything else, I don't agree, I'm just not going to respond to it because I don't waste my time responding to things like that. So out of the way, you take it and do what you want with it, but this is what I believe. Okay, first of all, I believe you need to get a good covenant with God. Foremost, 100% on board with God. You need to be spirit-filled. You need to have a relationship with God that He can talk and communicate with you of what's coming down. I mean, we look at many times in the Bible where God did wonderful things for men, warrior men. Look at King David. Look at it all through the Bible. There's story after story. So you need to be spirit-filled. You need to love God more than you love anything else. You need to study the Word, know the Word, especially for the days we're coming. You need to make the effort and follow God and obey God and try to avoid sin as much as possible. So you need a true covenant with God. I can't stress that enough. Next, food. I get questions about food. I think we're all going down a tough road ahead of us. I've talked about some videos in the past, but I think you should have for your family at least a year's worth of food, minimum. If you can get a year and a half, rock on, go for it, man. I think that's very, very important. So make that happen. I know it's a lot, I know it's money, but I'd much rather have it and not have it and just eat it up, because food could become a real valuable asset. Next, you need a good gun. And I'll go into some gear and some other stuff here, but you need a good gun. You know how to use the gun. Train with the gun. I've done some basic videos, some basic drills that'll help you get you better. You need to shoot the gun. You need to have ammo for the gun. You need a good optic. You need to set the gun up. If you need a muzzle brake or something to help tame the recoil, like an AK or something, or 308, make it happen. Get yourself a good optic that is durable, that you can see good. You need a suit, and I mean you need to shoot. Honestly, if you do any game, any sport, anything out there, the more time you spend doing it, the better off you'll be on game day, and you have a chance of winning. So shooting is a decent sized piece of the pie for patriots, especially where we're going. So not spending time shooting. Of course, you can make excuses. Oh, ammo's tough to get, or this and that. Well, I'm here to tell you, God's brought ammo to me to when I need it to shoot. So, and I'm going to say it, if you're not shooting a minimum, and I mean a bare minimum of 250 rounds a month, you need to ump your game up. You need to be shooting more than that. You need to be shooting like 1,000 rounds a month. But that's a story for another day. I know things are tough, but the only way you become good is by shooting and doing good drills and keep on upping your game. And there's no other substitute. You can do other stuff and that'll help, but you need to shoot. Okay, next is gear. I think you need to buy night vision. That's the biggest combat modifier out there. Go buy good night vision. Like a PVS 14 Gen 3 is probably the best, probably the most economical, and it will work well for you. Also, you need to get a good illuminator laser for it. So I'm here to tell you, you go up against guys with night vision and a laser illuminator, good one. You could be 10 of you against 2 guys that have it out in the woods, and they will beat you. Chances are they'll beat you. And there's no other substitute for it. You just need to spend the money and get it. It's the biggest combat modifier you can have besides having a rifle, and especially for operating at night. There's just no other way around it. You just need to get it and you need to train with it. I would buy it before I bought body armor. You know, everybody wants to buy body armor. Body armor is fine if you're doing close quarter things, convoys, security around a building, but really out in the woods, you don't have to wear that body armor. especially if you go down patrol or something, you don't go as light as possible. You don't have to take that body armor with you because it's too much weight. Now it does help in a cold day. They do tend to help to keep heat in your body, but in the summertime they're hotter than hell. So I would buy night vision before I bought body armor. Like I said, because again, especially if you live in the country or out in the woods or going to the bush, you don't have to take it. Next thing, your team. You need to form a team because a lone wolf ain't gonna cut it. You need to get with a group of guys. You guys need to train. The advantage is if you got a team that's trained up, 6 to 12 guys or whatever, if things go south, you can train other people. Especially if you're a good team, the chances are you're gonna win the controversy that you're in or whatever's going on if your team can communicate well and fight well. I wouldn't waste my time doing stupid drills. Like everybody wants to transition from the rifle to the pistol. Unless you're doing close quarter combat or something, you're not going to do that out in the woods, especially if you live out in the country. You're not going to do that. You're going to keep your rifle going because a pistol is a horrible way, is a hard way of killing somebody, and it's harder to shoot a pistol than it is to shoot a rifle. So you don't stick with your rifle and keep it going, especially if you're out in the woods or out in the country and you have some distance. Yes, I do. You know, I'm sure people would say, well, if I have a problem with my rifle, it's easier to go to my pistol than to fix it. Yes, but that's only in close quarter combat. You're not going to do it out in the woods. So I won't waste my time doing that. I would put my time towards, here's an idea, doing reloads with your rifle. And I don't mean on the range, the tactical on the range, standing there, do a reload. Get behind cover. Do it on the move because that's when you're doing a reload it. If you're doing shoot and move, and I don't mean shooting as you're moving, I mean you lay down fire for your teammates to move, and it can be any direction. It can be forward, backwards, side to side, whatever you're doing, breaking contact, attacking, whatever. You don't go through a lot of ammo. And it'll be easier when it's your turn to move and you start trying to do your reload as you're running. Or the other way you're going to do it is if you go dry, you don't always want to do a reload behind cover. Or you shoot behind cover and you go dry, you need to reload it. So practice doing it on the move and practice doing it on the ground, kneeling, behind cover, do your reloads. Also, your team needs to work on them drills, the immediate action drills, breaking contact, bounding forward if one guy's laying down fire while the other guy's going. Now don't do it with rear ammo, use blanks or airsoft or something. Work on danger areas, recognizing danger areas, clearing danger areas. Work on your team moving quietly, stealthily, fast through the woods without being detected. Work on that. Work on your hand signals, communications. Work on your land nav so you know where you're at. You have tons of things your team can work on to get its level up. Another thing you need to work on is hard times, because there's going to be hard times. How you perform, especially if you haven't slept. Don't sleep sometimes, go out and do drills. See how you perform, condition your body, do it when you're hungry. Go out and camp for you're not sleeping in a bed. Now again, I know you're not going to camp when you're out there on a patrol. The most you might have is a jungle blanket over top of you or something if your ass up against a tree. I know that. But if you start off just taking a sleeping bag and sleeping out in the woods, you'll get more comfortable doing it. So go out there and try some of the discomforts. It'd be easier doing it now than it would be to do it in a real situation. So I recommend you following them guidelines and some things to work on, because I do think, gentlemen, that we are going to have some tough days ahead of us. Get to know your neighbors also is a beautiful thing, so you know who to talk to when who might be a good man to recruit. And again, if your team's already solid and you have 6, 8 guys, 10 guys that are solid, now you can train other people. So work on your drills, work on your team movements, work on everything. Okay, last but not least, you need to get in shape. Best shape you can get for your age. Doing running, push-ups, sit-ups, lifting weights. Get yourself into shape. We all have been guilty of being out of shape, but being in shape will make a heck of a difference on your performance and dealing with hard times. So get yourself into shape. I hope you find some of this useful. If not, oh well. Remember, time may go on, but your life may not.